I just finished recording my trade outlook for this week, although it's currently Friday, so probably the directions might be for next week. Now, listen, guys, for the next 30 days, I'll be dropping educative content and forex tip on this YouTube channel. So, for those of you that trade problem, or for those of you that are trading forex or you want to go into trading, subscribe now to this YouTube channel for the next 30 days, starting from today. Today is day one. And listen, if you're looking for the best forex broker to use the link in the description, register with TradeW, and I'll see you inside of my screen. All right, so let's do a full structure. All right, so guys, this is GBP USD. First off, let's look at what is happening on GBP USD. So this market is still very much bullish. Hope you can see now. I'm talking about Elliott wave pattern and how I took the trade using Elliott wave pattern, and then the market came and stopped me at around this point, Abi. So first off, if you are to go on the daily time, on the weekly time frame, right, you can see that the market is very much, that's the immediate trend is still pushing up, although there are like two candlestick, bearish candlestick, right? So if this continue, if this move continue to happen, right, bearish candlestick to the downside, bearish candlestick to around this point here, it might likely change this immediate trend to a downward trend, but I can't say for sure, right? I still feel like this market is going to push up and get to this blue bar here. Do you understand? This is the weekly time frame. So if I'm to go to if I'm to go to if I'm to go to the weekly, to the daily time frame, you can see the immediate trend clearly then, right? So you can see the move that has been happening, and if you use Elliott wave pattern structure for this particular move here, you can see that it has been happening. So at this point, for an upward trend, I said just now, I told you just now that for an upward trend, it is support turning to resistance. Do you understand? Sorry, for an upward trend, for an upward trend, it is resistance turning to support. Do you understand? And like what happened here, and the same thing happened at this point here. So the resistance turned to support. The same thing happened here. Same thing happened here. Do you get? But the one problem about this Elliott wave pattern is that you have to understand Elliott wave pattern is like it's part of, it's a tool, right? A part of what we use to like know if a retracement is over, and then same goes with Fibonacci retracement. So if I'm to draw my Fibonacci retracement for this current market now, what's currently happening here? If I'm to draw it here, so you know it's after you take a loss, then you see the mistake you make, right? So if you are to draw my Elliott wave pattern here, you see the point it is currently at. Sorry, my Fibonacci retracement, right? I entered around this point. This was my entry. My stop loss was here. Although I knew that there's a trend line there, but I didn't feel like, oh, this was going to come back to the trend line. I feel like, oh, it's going to push up and then come back to the trend line in the future. But the market came to the trend line. So around this point, I'm still looking forward to buy the market, unless on one condition, I'm not going to buy this market, is if this market continues to come down and then it cannot still close here. But I know if it cannot still close below this market, it's either a fake breakout, right? Then it buys, or it's continue dropping to this particular level. Do you understand? So if you check the Fibonacci retracement, it's at the 50%, 60% retracement. Look at it, this point here, 0.5, 0.618, around this point. So I'm looking forward for a buy to the upside, but it's not about being right about the direction. I feel like this market is going to buy. Like, I feel like I'm right about the direction, right? That's how I feel. But it's not about just being right. The one most important thing about the market is that it doesn't care if the direction is right. Your entry has to be right. Where you put your stop has to be right. Don't try and tighten your stop because you want a good risk to reward ratio. You want to use a high lot size, right? That's one thing I've also learned in the few trades I've taken in the past, right? So this was the trade I took on this thing. This was around the point I took the trade. So my confidence for this trade was, oh, it has formed Elliott wave pattern at this point. Market came, bounced up, bounced down, and then it pushed to the upside. So this candlestick was my entry. This bullish candlestick, right, was my entry. It went a little bit in profit. I don't know if you checked yours. It went a little bit in profit and immediately started dropping down. So it's either it's going to drop down, and then the change of this structure, this downward structure, is what will make this particular market back. So if it gets to this point and the structure continues, that's continuation structure, meaning that the downward trend structure continues, this will be my next level target, this particular level. Although I do not trade against the trend, because the immediate trend is buy. If you check, the reason why I don't trade against the trend is that if you check every buy move I've taken, is always straight to take profit, right? Either straight to take profit or straight to stop. But if I trade against the trend, most times against the trend is like it's not moving in one, like the direction it's moving. You check this particular move now, buy. But when it starts selling, you start sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So you have to be very how do I say it now? You have to be aware of this particular move, because it can stop you at any time, right? Even this one is even a good retracement, like a very good retracement, because there are some retracement that are like very terrible that, oh, it will buy and sell in a, that's the way it buys and sell, it's very terrible. Do you get? So for this particular market, I feel like if I bring my stop loss down to this point, so below this trend, it would have been okay. But 1:2, 1:2 is a good risk to reward ratio, by the way. Do you understand? It's a good risk to reward ratio. But another thing I'm still watching is that I feel like the market is going to like get to this level, dance around this level, right? I'll just wait. I'll just prefer to just wait. Let the market get to this particular level. I've taken SL on this one. I thank God at least I entered the trade. So the fear of taking a trade or executing isn't a problem at all, right? I'm willing to lose a certain amount of my account in order to like make a certain amount. Do you understand? So if it gets to this point, we are looking forward to buy. But if it gets to this point and breaks and continue coming down, that's a different structure entirely. So same goes to GB, same goes to, let's check. We're still on the Elliott wave pattern though. I believe you understand what I've taught on Elliott wave pattern. So let's go to so probably in our next training we'll talk about like how Elliott wave pattern. You share your own screen and then we'll see some example. So this is what I'm expecting for Euro USD. Euro USD should continue dropping down. That's if this is a point that it might likely break, because there's a point at this, there's a level at this point here, kind of a mini level at this point here. So I just hopefully it breaks this level, and then from this level it change structure to the upside again. Change structure to the upside, I enter a buy, my stop is around somewhere here. It always gives a good risk to reward, always, right? Depends on how you enter the market, right? Yeah, go through the Elliott wave pattern, draw some of the patterns. Do you understand? Draw some of the patterns, send for me, let me see as well, right? Then I'll update you about our next training. All right, so this is my outlook for um Euro USD. I was with the student just now. Sorry about that. So this is my outlook. A drop to the downside around this point, and then a buy to the upside. Same goes to AUD USD, right? AUD USD. Although I've taken one trade this week and it was a loss. That was bad. That's sad, but it's fine because I've taken a win before. So the market push up to the upside, AUD USD push down. If it does, it fails to break this level. I just pray, bro. I don't know what Trump is doing. I don't know what the US dollar is doing, but I just pray all this currency gain strength against the US dollar. I'm sorry to say, but that's my prayer for the US dollar economy, right? So market drop. I want to make money. Market drop to the downside and then it push to the upside, right? So around this point, I'll be expecting like my first level around this point here, right? So although there's a level, there's also a level at this point here. And now for those of you that ask me, do I break even my trade? Yes, I do break even my trade if it has moved in my profit, right? If it has moved in profit, right? And one thing I want to also master is entries. Do you get? It's not about just being right about the direction. When it comes to direction, bro, I am like I've checked my way of analysis is like 80-90%. I'm always right about the direction, like literally always right about the direction. But for entries, that's something I have to like work on, because sometimes the market, because of the ways the market has been moving these days, you see this particular move now. Just imagine, I was supposed to take a buy at this point. Although I didn't take that, I didn't take the buy. I was going to take a buy here, and next thing drop down to the downside. Imagine for those persons that set, is it buy limit they call it, and their stop is here, instantly drop to the downside, and then before it start going up. And for those of you who don't know, I swing trade. Do you understand? So I take probably two trades a week, one trades a week. Do you understand? Probably in a month, I can take up to 5, 6 trades. You get? So the market, I'm expecting the market to drop down and then push to the upside. So And for those of you who don't know, I'm also trading a proprietary firm account with FTMO and with Willis Capital, right? And there's something that happened regarding the Willis Capital. I'll update you guys about the weekly vlog and everything on that Willis Capital account. So these are my the three trades I'm watching: Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD. This USD card, I'm also watching USD card, but it's like this one is kind of invalid right now. So it's not like a different direction. So it's either the market continue gaining strength and then bounce off from this level, or it gets to this level and then start selling, right? So I want to see this market. I want to see this market get to this level and sell to the downside, continue buy and then sell. So meaning that this week was a bullish week for US dollar, and I was thinking it was going to be a bearish week for US dollar, right? This was the trade I took last on USD, that's US card. So, all right, I'll update you guys about any trade updates and any other thing I'm watching at for this week. I've been busy, that's why I'm creating this video now. This is like on Wednesday when I'm creating this video. So, I'll update you guys about my FTMO account on the weekly vlog. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, guys.
All right, so guys, we have come to the end of this video. And if you watched in the end, thanks a lot. Please make sure you do subscribe, like, and drop your comment. This is day one. Tomorrow, I'm going to be dropping a different content. Next tomorrow, like that, for the next 30 days. I'll be giving you guys good tips on how to make money apart from trading. Subscribe now to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.